What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, appreciate all the love and support. So in today's video, it has finally arrived. Prime time. You know, this guy right here has been through a lot the last like 3 weeks or so. It's just been sitting in the garage. I tried to do my pulse checks when I drove the car around to see exactly, you know, what it was gonna do when I did my testings on the car. And, you know, long story short, it had no compression in cylinder number 1. So it has finally got here, and I don't understand why my neighbor's dogs all of a sudden started barking right now. So they ain't been barking all day, but all of a sudden they hear me and they're like, hey, Dilla's here. Oh, by the way, you guys, I don't want to forget, I'm gonna show you guys a video clip of the motor being delivered. And it wasn't me that was recording. I asked my pops to record it for me because I was at work. So he recorded a quick clip right here. I'm gonna show you guys when the motor is being delivered. And shout out to my man that was delivering it. I guess he really liked looking at Prime 2 when he noticed what kind of car that motor was going into. Because my dad told him, he said, look, the car is, that's a V6 motor, but it's going in a car that's supercharged and has nitrous and stuff. And he's like, oh, really? In a V6? He's like, you know, natural reaction. He wanted to see. And then when they opened the garage, he was like, whoa. He understood why.
He's gonna put a supercharger on it.
Oh, really? On this one?
Yep. He's got it in the car already.
Oh, nice.
Yep. On that side, please. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
And yes, it is finally here, boys. I'm super excited to have this. So if you guys don't know and it's your first time, you know, coming on my page, being that I had to order a new motor, it looks like cylinder number 1 had no compression in my original motor, so I found this one on LKQ's website. I got a really good deal on it. I got very lucky. So my car is a 2013. And from 2012 to 2015, they're all exactly the same motor. It's the LFX motor. And my car had 137 or 139,000 miles on it before the motor went. Now, the motor didn't go, just a long story short, the motor didn't go because of the supercharger or the nitrous and stuff like that. I didn't abuse it like that. The motor went because the catch can was installed completely incorrect. So all the hoses were installed completely incorrect. And that was causing pressure to come out of all like the gaskets and stuff like that. So it was making it leak. So it leaked for a long time. And then after giving it that little maneuver that I went around that one guy that wouldn't let me pass him, my oil cap popped off. Now my oil cap that's on this motor, you guys will notice this is the factory setup, right? So this oil cap has it where you can twist it off and take it off. My oil cap now is not like that. Once I put the supercharger in, it's the type that pushes in, and it has a line that goes down to the air intake. And then this piece right here with the vacuum, it goes to the back of the valve cover. This is the PCV valve, and mine has been removed, so I'm gonna keep this one, and the one that's on there is actually covered up, so that way we're not using it. It's blocked out. So that was incorrect. There was a hose that was going there, and everything else that was set up incorrect. Now with this from LKQ, they just cut all the hoses off, which is fine because I have my original hoses and everything, and it makes it a lot easier when this is all exposed. They'll just pop these bolts off, change everything out, all the lines, and it'll be just fine. There it is, boys. The nice thing about it, they didn't cut up any of the harness, which is really important. These all go to the computer, the car, and stuff like that. So all the sensors and everything is all still wired up. It's literally just gonna be plug and play, just swapping out some of the parts, taking off the things that are on here. I know that exhaust, being that they cut that off, that's completely fine because this wouldn't work anyway. Mine is a custom setup, so mine just will bolt onto this. They're just gonna pop this off, put the sensors into my original exhaust, and then we'll be good to go. So this engine here has 37,000 miles on it once again, so the motor is practically like brand new, and I picked it up for $1,012 plus $250 to ship it, and then I'm gonna get it installed. So I know a lot of people said, bro, put a V8 in there, but you gotta understand, V8 motor, to find one like this 2015 SS with 37,000 miles on it, you're not paying no less than 5 grand for that motor. You can do all the research you'd like. If you find one, that's awesome. But when I was looking, I couldn't find no less than $5,000. So I was like, I'm not gonna spend 5 grand on just the motor, and then I'm gonna need the transmission, I'm gonna need downpipes, I'm gonna need so many things. I'm gonna need the radiator, I'm gonna need all my lines for my nitrous, everything gotta change up top. I'm gonna need new brackets for the supercharger. There's just quite a few things that I would have to change in order to put that motor in there. So then I'd have to retune the entire car all over again. With this is literally just gonna be swapping out my parts, putting them in here, taking out the injectors. All right, I had to change views real quick because I didn't want to make you guys feel like you guys are just listening to hands going like this, pointing at a motor that you're just staring at. So I wanted to let you guys know that I'll be having to change out the injectors, change out the pulleys, all the pulleys, because of the supercharger. All my pulleys are upgraded, so they're not the factory pulleys. And I'm going to change out the tensioner. I got it a certain way where it's bolted up as well. There's a little spacer that needs to be used. I got to change out the injectors. Those are the ATS-V Cadillac injectors in there. Change the spark plugs. They're Kohler spark plugs. The coil packs are brand new. My belt, everything is brand new. So we're just going to have to swap over all that stuff, and it's just going to plug right up. So when I was asking the shop that, you know, I'm going to be taking the car to, I'm going to be shooting a video so that way I can announce who the shop is that's going to be taking care of Prime. Once I get the car over to the shop and we're going to get it installed, I asked the guy at the shop, I said, hey man, is it okay the day that you guys finish the car I can just drive it home? He's like, if you haven't changed anything internal, you haven't done anything internal to the motor, then you'll be fine. You can just, because it's the same exact motor and the tune is designed to that motor. So as long as we swap over everything that's in here into that, it's just less miles and no leaks. So it's the same exact motor. The only thing is, I'm wondering, and you guys can help me out here with that, the fact that I changed all my hoses, the direction that everything was pointing with the valves and everything like that for the catch can, am I gonna have to retune it then? Because now it's running different. Now it's not pressure, you know, out of the motor, it's pressure being drawn in to go to the catch can. That was something that I was wondering if I needed to get it retuned or not. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys feel like I would need to get the car retuned. I don't think I do. I don't even know how the car got tuned if the pressure was wrong when everything else read correct. You know, and this entire time for almost 3 years the car drove just fine. I never had any issues, never had any stalls. I did cut off a couple of times recently. The car would shut off, like if I was messing around too much, and then the car just cut off. You know, and it was getting a misfire. So I could see why. I'm losing that cylinder, and in time, once that oil cap popped off, it just gave in. All the oil sprayed out and it just gave in. So this is where we're at so far, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna be recording another video here soon when I tow the car over to the shop. I'm gonna have to call a company to come out and tow the motor too. I don't wanna rent a truck and rent a cherry picker and all that. It's gonna cost the same thing as one of those companies like that guy that delivered it to just come out and take it again. So hopefully that guy himself, I got his number, hopefully that guy himself can just pick it up and drop it off to the shop, and whatever it costs, you know, if it costs like 80 bucks to send it over there, it is what it is. I mean, that's how much it would cost easily to rent a truck from like Home Depot and then get a cherry picker and all that stuff. I might as well just let them do it, and then we'll get the car towed over there, and then I'll just follow them in my Kia and then just go from there, man. And then he said he's gonna need about 16 hours of labor, so is what he said, right? And I said that's fine. That's about 2 days of work. I want it in 2 days. If he can finish it in 2 days, that's great. But if he needs one extra day just to finalize everything, that's fine with me too, because I just want to make sure the car is running correct. So if it's your first time on my page, you guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Give the video a thumbs up. That really helps me out. We're so close to 7,000 subscribers on here now, you know, with the Priminators on here now. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the comments and all the input. Thank you for helping me keep my head up. And it's crazy how, like, just continuing to pray every single day and trying to make it work, doing my homework and research, how everything started to realign itself back up. This way we can hopefully continue our mission and our goal this year to bring home the ZL1. Now that I've been very fortunate where I don't have to send it out to Florida, I was gonna do it. It was a done deal. But this shop happened to be 15 minutes from my house, and literally they knew the car as well. When I told him this was the car, he was very familiar with the car. So they're excited to work on it. I know they're gonna take care of it. And I'm very grateful for Tracy Lewis to, you know, walk me through the entire install. We were on the phone for like 2 hours. We were video chatting. I know I did a time lapse, but I really appreciated Tracy because you walked me through everything. And obviously it don't stop here. We just were on the phone to get the car up and running. We're still gonna be doing what we're doing. So I'm gonna make sure that I put Tracy Lewis's website, RX Cash Cans, in the description. And of course, Will with the Overkill supercharger, getoverkilled.ca. I'm gonna make sure I put that in the description as well, so that way, because these guys, they're my business partners, they're my sponsors, they're my friends. I mean, they took care of me, they looked out for me, they sent me parts that I needed. So those parts are still gonna go in here, because I know that my steering pump reservoir has an oil leak on there. So Will, which does the tuning and all that stuff, he sent me the hoses, so I'm good to go on that part. And then Tracy Lewis sent me all the hoses and everything for the catch cans. So I mean, these guys definitely look out for you, they take care of you, you know. And just make sure you guys look them up, get yours. Right now I'm at 511 horsepower. If the car was going to Florida, I was gonna ask Tracy Lewis to cam it, just put the cam in there while you have the motor open, but it was gonna cost me at least $5,000, because it was like $2,700 to ship the car in a closed trailer, and then, you know, the install and everything with Tracy Lewis was like $3 grand. So with the motor and everything, with installing the supercharger and everything, he definitely will take care of you guys on the prices and everything. It's definitely worth it. But I was very fortunate that there's a shop 15 minutes from my house that I ended up finding out about, and they were excited to work on the car. So can't wait to get Prime back on the road, man. So enough talking from me. I'll see you guys on the next one, man. A Dilla, Priminator, out. Peace.
It's all about humanity.